Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be covering 6 ways to get started investing in real estate with as little as $50, in that range up to $100,000 or more. So we're going to be starting at the minimum investment required to get in as far as capital goes, and then work our way up into, say, $100,000 or more, if you're getting into commercial property and industrial stuff. So we're going to cover that in this video, and then in follow-up videos we're going to be covering each of these 6 different areas a little bit more in detail, provide some either real life experience numbers or some sort of information that I've had from other investors that have ventured into these specific areas. So that's what's coming up in today's video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I put out real estate and stock market related videos. I put them out every single week, so go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, and let's go ahead and get into it. So starting from the bottom, minimum investment needed is you can buy into a REIT, a real estate investment trust. These can be bought through any broker. Popular brokers include Vanguard, Merrill Edge, M1 Finance, and Robinhood. I'm not going to go into specific REITs at this time. There's a number of them out there. They're all specific. You got to learn, how do they make their money from. Some make their money from investing in senior healthcare centers. Some do healthcare related areas, like they rent out hospitals. Some do residential, some do commercials. The REITs are very specific, so you got to read where their money is coming from, how much debt they have, and all that information. A little bit within that same area are ETFs that own multiple REITs. So REITs itself is pretty diversified, has lots of real estate within it. If you buy an ETF that is diversified with 3 or more REITs, then you're gaining a lot of diversification between different sectors of REITs. Plus, those REITs are very diversified as far as the real estate they have within them. So that's at the minimum. You can buy into a REIT with as little as, say, $30 to $50. I know there's a couple of REITs out there that have that minimum, and we're going to dive into that more here in the future. Number 5 is investing through crowdfunding websites. This is almost like syndication, but it's mainly web-based. There's lots of investment areas online. We'll cover a few of them that I've heard of, or that I've tried out myself. One of them is like Real2. I have to look it up. I have it in my KeyPass, but I haven't been invested in there as much, just because I found that my returns in the stock market over the last few years have been better than if I had put it into one of these. But they could be a good entry point, and a lot of times it requires around $500 to $1,000 as a beginning investment, while others require up to $5,000. But we'll cover that here in upcoming videos. Number 4 is partnering with other investors. So if you all have $50,000, you're trying to get a 20% of a commercial property. You may not all have the amount to buy into a commercial property or a single family house, duplex, triplex, but you all have $50,000. You guys can come together, form a partnership LLC, put $50,000 all together. It's $150,000. That could buy you a very nice size, either apartment or a triplex or something a little bit higher. And then each of you would own 33.3% of the company, and then you guys would all share within those profits. Number 3, we have buy turnkey rental property. Now, when my plan was going in, when I first joined the military, I wanted to, increase my net worth. I wanted to build my capital up, same thing. And when I left the military, I would buy myself a duplex, triplex, live in one side, rent out my other way, and I would sort of house hack my way in, and that way. But turnkey property itself, there's many different websites online. So this is one that kind of brought me back to my original goal of getting into real estate. I was watching a couple different YouTubers online about turnkey provider. They provided turnkey. I called them up, talked to them. They sent me a couple properties. I was really hyped to get involved in turnkey properties. And then I did a little bit more research. Whenever they sent me a property, I look up that area. And it's a lot of times you really have to be careful on these turnkey properties, because they can have a very good public face, but behind it all, it can be very shady. So we'll talk about some ones to look out for. We'll talk about some ones such as Roofstock that's, a little bit more credible, and some other ones that are online. You can number two, we have a do and fix and flip. So this is what my original plan was. I wanted to buy a duplex, triplex, live in it for a while, and then flip it by either reselling it, gaining those capital gains, do a 1031 exchange into another property, or I could keep it as a rental, rent it out, continue to increase my cash flow, buy another one, and continue to either live and flip or live and rent it out. And that was sort of my number two plan. And number two topic, as far as this requires, anything as far as $20,000 or more. If you're buying a $100,000 home, there's different ways to get loans, VA, FHA, commercial, or not commercial. I can't think of the other. The standard way. Conventional loan is normally 5 to 20%, depending on what you have to put down, and then you'll get that PMI, property management insurance. So you have to get that. So and then our first one at the very top is rent out a portion of your home. This kind of goes with live and flip, but instead of live in and then flip it, you live in it for quite a while, with at least 1 year depending on your loan type, and then you rent it out depending on the cash flow. You buy another property, you do the exact same thing. You live in it for a while, and then you rent it out. Then you live in it for a while, and you rent it out, and you build up your portfolio that way. So I'll provide more details here in the future as far as we get into each specific area of these, starting with REITs, then getting into investing through crowdfunding websites. And number four, partnering with other investors. How to go about that. I formed a partnership LLC, so me and a friend may go in on a couple deals here in the future. I also have my own LLC, which I just have for myself and my wife, which is another partnership LLC, and we're kind of working through that way. So partnering with other investors, buying turnkey rental property. I may not go that route at the beginning. I'd like to stay local myself here in Oregon area, in Southern Oregon. And number two, do a live and flip. I'm not so much into the live and flip. After I got married and then I had my kid, we don't have that whole. Actually, I guess we could do a live in it, like such as we are here. We plan on living in our home, and then eventually getting the capital appreciation from that we've had. And I've actually gone through all that right now. And then rent out a portion of our home. That's the one I wouldn't do at this moment. It's pretty a profitable approach, but like house hacking, but not an entry area that I would do because I do have a family. I probably wouldn't get a duplex or a triplex just because I do enjoy having my own single family residence. So those are the 6 areas that we're going to be covering here in upcoming videos. And then we're going to go into specific details on each one, with providing examples of stocks or crowdfunding websites or turnkey rental websites, places to stay, places that would be recommended or places to stay away from, and do examples of live and flip and then renting out your own home. So that is all coming up here in the future here on the Financial Investor channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As a reminder, as a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor or tax professional. The information provided in my videos is for entertainment and fun. This is not investment advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just here as a financial investor myself, trying to help others make their money work for them. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. See you guys later. Bye.